Bonjour! Here we are at 11.4 regular subjunctive. So this is it, guys. We do have some other tenses to learn after this, or as you'll see, actually this is a mood. But this is one of the more difficult concepts in learning a language, the subjunctive. If you hear the subjunctive, usually there's like a shudder of fear, okay? But it's really not all that bad. You've already done the imparfait, which is kind of confusing in itself because you have the passé composé and you have the imparfait and you have to choose which past tense to use. Well, the subjunctive is kind of like that, where you think you could use just the regular indicative present tense, as in the present tense that you've learned since French 1. And it's not always the case. Sometimes you have to use the present tense of the subjunctive. Okay, so now I'm using a couple different words. Subjunctive, indicative, I'm saying tense, I'm saying mood. So let's talk about that. Let's unpack what subjunctive is and then see how to make it. And once you see how to make it, you'll realize it's not all that scary. Okay, so first, let's go back and let's realize that there are 4 moods. And you know most of these, if not all of these moods, no one ever told you that you were learning moods, most likely. So, what are the moods? We have indicative. Now that's what you already know since French 1. Indicative has the regular present tense, the past tense, the future tense, but it's all speaking as if they're facts, okay? So the indicative mood is talking about it as saying that these things are real. They either happened, or they're definitely going to happen, or they're happening right now. They're true, they're real. And that's what the indicative mood is all about. Then we have the imperative mood. Okay? And the imperative mood is all about just telling people what to do. They're orders, commands. So that's easy enough. Then we have the conditional mood. Conditional. And the conditional, you kind of touched on in French 1 when you probably learned how to order drinks at a restaurant or order meals at a restaurant. You said, je voudrais un café. Okay? Je voudrais le beefsteak. Okay? So if you learn that, then you know the conditional already. Now, you didn't learn that it was a whole separate mood. Now, let's go over this. So the indicative, we're talking about more like facts. We have past, present, and future tenses in the indicative. We have the imperative. They don't really have any tenses. It's just do it, okay? Listen, write, study. Then we have the conditional, which we're not going to go into the tenses on that, but we're just going to say it sounds like what it is. It's based on a condition. Well, I would like some coffee. And we'll go over that more in a further chapter where you'll really see the conditions. Like if I was an animal, what animal would I be? So it's based on the condition that if I was an animal, there's your condition. So we'll go over that more, but that's just to show you that that mood is based on conditions. Now we have the subjunctive. Now the subjunctive only has 2 tenses. It has past and present, so that makes it a little easier for you. We're only going to work in the present tense subjunctive right now. Just like in the indicative, you only started in the present tense indicative in French 1. Now, what is this for? We know the conditionals for conditions, indicative, we could say it's indicating facts, and we have imperative, which is telling you to do something. Now we have the subjunctive, and that expresses doubt. Okay, it does express an obligation or necessity, and not in the same place as a command, but similar. And you've already learned that because it's il faut. Okay, you just learned that last chapter. Il faut. And we learned the workaround. We learned il faut and then plus an infinitive verb. Now you'll see, and I'm not going to go too far into this right now, if we add il faut que, now we're going to add the subjunctive after that because we're saying that it is necessary that. And we'll talk about more how that workaround was actually a workaround and how now we can choose to use the subjunctive. But let's get back to this. It expresses doubt, obligation, wish, or hope. Okay? So you'll see that it doesn't really fit into the indicative because that's more about facts. The condition is more based on a condition that would happen. If this was true, then I would do something. And imperative are commands. So there has to be another mood. There has to be the subjunctive so that we are able to express doubt, wishes, hopes, obligation, necessity. Okay. Now the easy part. We're going to talk a lot more about this. I mean, several grammar points. We're going to keep on going over what the subjunctive is. Just like we did with the imparfait, we had to keep learning the difference. Passé composé imparfait. We're going to have to keep learning the difference between subjunctive and indicative. And it'll take a while. Don't expect to have it perfect. It's okay. But we do need to know how to conjugate it, and we need to be able to find the obvious uses of the subjunctive and tell the difference. So let's learn how to conjugate. Très simple, okay? So one, you need to go to our third person, okay, plural, right? So just like the imparfait, where you didn't start at the infinitive, okay? Remember that? You had to go to the nous form. For the subjunctive, you go to the third person plural form. So let's look at a couple different examples here. We'll go to parler, and er. We'll go to finir, ir, and we'll do descendre. R-E. Okay? So let's go to the third person plural. Parle, E-N-T. Remember what this is? We take off here. We'll do it the regular way here. Remember? Take off the I-R. We still have that E-N-T in this one, but we add I-S-S. Right? Finis. Third person plural. Okay? That one also had an E-N-T. Remember the regular R-E's. The regular R-E's had that E-N-T here. Okay. Same thing we did with the imparfait. Now we're going to take off our E-N-T. And we have our root here. Now, what do we add on? Again, it's similar to the imparfait in that it doesn't matter if it's E-R, I-R, or R-E. It's all going to conjugate using the same endings. Really easy. Watch this. You won't even believe it. You won't even believe how easy this is going to be. E. Can you guess? Can you guess what's going to come next? E-S. Okay, now you definitely know. We have E, E-S, E. What's going to go here? E, E-S-E, E-N-T. What endings are they? In the boot, in this boot, there's our boot, our endings are exactly the ER endings that you learned in French 1, like the first conjugations that you ever learned. E-E-S-E, E-N-T, in the boot. Okay. Now, the nous and vous, actually not that difficult. Just remember our imparfait, ion, ier. Okay, let's add an I there. So let's put it together. Now, here's a word of advice. When it comes to the subjunctive, we always put k in our conjugation table. Always. It just helps us remember that the subjunctive has k in it, and so there's really no way around it. You may as well just put it to kind of help your brain not forget to put it. So we're going to have que je parle, que tu parles, qu'elle or qu'il parle. Okay? Remember apostrophe, you have to make a contraction. Que nous parlions, que vous parliez. Okay? So remember nous parlions, that was pretty much the imparfait. And then qu'il, avec an S, parle. Now you'll notice that this is exactly the same as what we started with. It's the same. And for ER, it's all kind of the same. That's just the way it is. It's actually pretty similar, identical, in fact, except the nous and the vous form. And so part of how you're going to be able to tell is that it has the que. Okay? It has que je parle. So you know it's subjunctive because of the que, even though the spelling je parle is the same. All right, let's move this out of the way. Let's make this a little bigger. So we have que, je, we have to start with this. Okay, we're going to start with that base, I. Que tu finisses, S. Qu'il finisse, S, qu'il finisse looks the same. Okay? So in this case, you'll see that this does not look the same as the regular. That would be je finis, F-I-N-I-S. But the third person plural still, that always looks the same, always. Que nous finissions, que vous finissiez. Okay? E-E-S-E, E-N-T, I-O-N-S, I-E-Z. Okay? Just like the ER in the boot, I-O-N-S, I-E-Z, just like the imparfait there, nous and vous. Alright? By now, I think you should be able to do the R-E. It's just going to work the same way. We'll have que, je, que, tu, qu'il, qu'il, que vous, que nous, and then this is where the pronunciation for our RE verbs, we actually get to say the end. Remember in the present tense, je descends, tu descends, il descend. We only pronounce the D in the plural. Descendre. Now, all of this boot is going to sound exactly the same. Qu'il descende. Remember I told you that third person plural is the same as the present indicative. The same, descende. Il descend, qu'il descende. Same thing. Okay? But now listen. Descende, 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 E-E-S, E-E-N-T. Descende, 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 descende. It all sounds the same now. How can you tell the difference if you're listening? Because you have the subject, que je descende, tu descendes, il descende. Now can you tell the difference between this and this? Qu'il descende, qu'il descende. No, but you know from context. Okay, que nous descendions, que vous descendiez. Okay? So, basically, that's it. You'll have some irregular verbs that we learned as irregular, like partir. Remember, je pars, tu pars, il part, partons, partez, parte. And so that P-A-R-S was very strange. But now, even though that's irregular, it's going to act pretty regular in the subjunctive. You go to that third person plural, remember, part, take off the E-N-T, and you're just going to add on these same endings. Remember, E-E-S, E-O-N-S, E-O-Z, E-N-T. Okay? So things like partir, dormir, je dors, not je dorme, je dors. Now in the subjunctive, it is je dorme now, que je dorme. And then a tiny little rule with that is that those stem changing verbs, like je m'appelle, where the je form was a little different than the nous form, and one had one L and one had two L's. Those are going to keep their patterns. But again, that's a minor difference. Really what I want you to focus on is being able to do the big things. Making sure you have the right endings on the right stem of the verb. Okay? Alright, c'est tout.